Evening, everybody. It's a few minutes before 6, and this is your closing comment for today, Thursday, the 12th of May. And it's video number 1276. Okay, today was an interesting day. We started with very bad futures that opened and tried to rally and then gave it all back. The PPI was pretty much as expected, as were the continuing and initial claims. Initial claims were up a little, continuing claims continued lower. Okay, so today we had the reverse of yesterday in that um, the internals for the market were actually up, however, slightly, um, while the Dow was down and the S&P was down. But more importantly, we had a big burst of volume. And when you get a market that gets as washed out as I feel like this one is getting, you want to see that. We've been running between 4.5 and 5 billion shares a day. Yesterday, I believe we were 5.4 billion, which was an increase. Today was way ahead of that. We traded 6.6 billion shares today. So closing at or near the highs of the day is important. The other thing that I want to mention is that the Dow Jones Transports got to the area but did not close for a Dow theory sell signal. They did get down there, but the transports actually closed up 29.18 or 0.2%, 14,320. Our number was 14,113 spot 59. So a little bit of action there. We also had the Russell up 21.24. NASDAQ up $6.73, Dow down 103 after being down 500, and the S&P down just 510, and pretty minor. The VIX was again lower. It was kind of a short range day for it, and so it did close down, and it's still in that 3177 area. So it's not complacent, but it's also not, um, you know, catastrophic one way or the other. One of the biggest surprises, however, was Apple and Microsoft. Apple is down from 157, touched 138.80 today. It closed at 141.97, and that was down $4.50. Um, like I said, 157 to 138.80 since last Friday, just this week. Microsoft, same situation, has gone from 279 to 250 this week. The last was 254.79, and that was down $5.76, about 2.2%. I mention this because although the NASDAQ managed to close up on the day, the QQQ did not. And the reason for that is simple. Apple and Microsoft make up 24% of the Qs. What was also interesting today was the fact that a lot of the meme stocks came back into vogue, where I guess people have gotten to the point where they think that the market may be done going down, and they covered their shorts. The most extreme one, of course, was GameStop, with a range today of 77.71 to 108. It closed the day 89.86, which was up $8.36 or 10%. But, how about that? A $31 rise on a $77 stock. AMC, same situation. It's down from 73, made a new recent low of $9.70 today, and then traded as high as 1371. Only managed to close up 78% at 1115, but 970 to 1115, there's nothing wrong with that. Affirm, which I mentioned this morning, has gone from 176 all the way down to $13.64 today, a new all-time low. Finished the day regular market hours at 1804, up 341, and now is currently 2263, up 8 or 55% on the day. So we had a lot of that. As far as the Dow had more stocks down than up, and the losers, as I mentioned, Apple taking 26 Dow points, Microsoft taking 34, but they were not alone. American Express lost 40 Dow points, Boeing 42 Dow points, UNH 48 Dow points. The only one with a significant gain on the day was Home Depot, adding 46 Dow points. So, nothing overwhelming. The AAII numbers came out. The bulls were down and the bears were down. Bulls down to 24.3, down 2.5%. Bears 49, down 3.8%. So there you still see that there are twice as many bears as bulls. The big gain of 6.4% to 26.6 was the neutral, or as I put it, I don't have a clue. Okay, over to the futures. The chart on the screen is the Bitcoin. In case you live under a rock, Bitcoin has been sold off dramatically, especially the last couple of days on the failure of a, quote, stable coin to remain stable. It went from $1 to 30 cents, and I believe this afternoon was delisted, which means essentially it will go to zero. So 100% loss. Also, a friend of mine just sent me a copy of a Twitter, kind of interesting. Eric Adams received his first paycheck of $5,900. Since then, he gets paid in Bitcoin. Since then, Bitcoin fell by 55%, meaning that his paycheck is now worth $2,655. However, since he pays taxes on 45% of his original $5,900 paycheck, his paycheck was a grand total of negative $600. So, store of value, currency worth owning, not so much. But we got all the way down to just over 25,000 today. This is a full, in excess of a $100, pardon me, a 100% return from the entire move from June of last year, from the range of 28,800 up to the high 69,360. So we've retraced 100%. We closed right under that 100%, but we also closed up 3/4 on the range today. And actually, I think that we're going to have a little bit of a rally there. Oil was up. They tried to take it down this morning to 102.66, managed to close it at 113. 106.13, up 42 cents. Nothing overwhelming, but up on the day. Same situation with Nat Gas. They took it down to 7.25, up to 7.79, and closed at 7.74, up a dime. Gold with a dollar. The dollar finally broke out today above 104. I don't know if it's going to hold, but here's what it did to the gold, silver, and copper. Silver down 80 cents. That's over 4%. The gold down almost $30, but a substantially better move than the silver, which is kind of unusual, although the silver is also an industrial metal. Silver down gold down 1.5%. Silver, I believe, down close to 4%. Let's just make sure that I'm giving you the accurate info. Yep, down 3.72, so down 3 3/4 versus 1.5. Very tough. The dollar, as I mentioned, over 104 for the first time in recent times, was up over 1% today. A clear breakout. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Yes, it's oversold. I mean, overbought. Yes, it has gone parabolic, and yet here we are sitting at the high, and the bonds were up 1 1/4. All right, everyone. I think that we're going to have a little bit of a rally here, but let's see what happens overnight with the futures, and we'll see what kind of news we get first thing in the morning. And don't forget, be careful out there.